This is Newsbreak 26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. Grand Manan lost its local air ambulance service in late 2022, and on Friday that loss was felt for the second time in recent history when a military helicopter had to be brought in to transport a patient from the island to the St. John Regional Hospital. Ambulance New Brunswick had to request help from CFB Greenwood in Nova Scotia to dispatch a helicopter to Grand Manan after weather-related issues prevented A&B's air ambulance from flying. Air ambulance services for the island used to be provided locally by Atlantic Charters, but new federal regulations now require Atlantic Charters to increase their pilot fleet to comply with new safety standards surrounding fatigue for commercial or partially commercial airlines. This has forced the Grand Manan-based business to put their medical transportation services on pause. A spokesperson for Atlantic Charters told CHCO that the company hasn't had a serious discussion regarding contract negotiations with Ambulance New Brunswick since early December 2022. A&B did not respond to our request for comment by airtime.
Then you can relax.
If you watched the Super Bowl anywhere in Canada on Sunday, you saw an ad for Explore NB at halftime, which the province spent $186,000 on, hoping to build on the nationwide interest in our province as a place to live and visit. Premier Higgs believes New Brunswick's future is bright, but does that mean he plans to run again in 2024? For more on this, here's CHCO's Ian Curran.
New Brunswick is back, and we're back in a big way, and we're known across this country as a province on the move.
Premier Blaine Higgs focused on New Brunswick's reinvigorated economy and growth during his State of the Province address at the Fredericton Convention Centre on Thursday night.
And for the first time since 1961, and Jill, I think you mentioned this, our population has gotten younger. Now, I'm not doing a lot to help those stats, I gotta admit. But nevertheless, we are now at 45 and 6 months. We were at 46.
Higgs' speech acknowledged that there are still many challenges ahead for New Brunswick, specifically regarding education, housing, and healthcare. The main focus of his 40-minute speech, however, was on the need for New Brunswick to build on the momentum it's gained in the last few years as a place to live and visit.
I found it a pretty typical state of the province, and maybe that's the interesting tell about it, is that it didn't strike me as a launch of a 2024 election campaign. It didn't have that sort of, here's what we're promising to do, here's what we're going to do in the future. It was more of a sort of a retread of what they've tried to achieve.
At the end of his speech, the Premier alluded to recent political chatter surrounding whether or not he will seek re-election in 2024.
I know many of you have a question that you may have expected me to answer tonight. But I have a question for you. Hit it, Amanda.
A crowd of 800 people watched the Premier dance off stage to an 80s classic by The Clash, which raised even more questions. Ian Curran, CHCO Newsbreak 26, Fredericton.
Thanks, Ian. Finally, over 100 people hit the ice in full costume at the W.C. O'Neill Arena on Sunday for the Kiwanis Costume Carnival, with costumes ranging from the innovative.
We just found what we had in the house and went with it, but we called our family name Flowers and Powers.
To the classic.
Superman.
The Kiwanis Club has been doing this for almost 80 years, so it goes back generations of adults now who remember the infamous coin jar, which has been around all of that time. But here now everything is free for the kids. It's just a good chance for families to come out and have some fun. And as you can see, the kids are certainly doing that. Lots of fun prizes for them and skating and just a lot of good family fun.
That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, follow us on Facebook at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.